What is going on YouTube? So today I'm going to be talking about GameStop and AMC stock and why I believe these two stocks are about to make history this month. But before I do get into why I believe that, make sure to go down and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, because I do update you guys on GameStop and AMC stock every single day. So today GameStop did close up 3% on low volume, only 7 million shares traded, and today we did have a little bull flag form. In the morning we hit a low of $30.57, and within the first 2 hours we went from $30.57 to $32.14, and then we just consolidated throughout the rest of the day until the last couple of minutes, where we went from 31.29 all the way to 31.65. So obviously none of this is financial advice. I'm not telling anyone to buy, sell, or hold, but next week is going to be huge. Obviously the market is going to be closed on January 9th, supposedly because of Jimmy Carter's death. But I mean, I really think this has to be related to GameStop. That's just really it. They had to find a reason to close the market on January 9th, something they've never done. So yeah, it's strange. The market is going to be closed on Thursday, but I am predicting a Roaring Kitty tweet on January 9th. Roaring Kitty has tweeted on Christmas while the market was closed. Roaring Kitty has tweeted on New Year's Day when the market was closed. And I believe this next week, when the market is closed on January 9th, we are going to get a tweet from Roaring Kitty, and he's going to be revealing what is in the box. Possibly a wild card, possibly a Roaring Kitty, who freaking knows. But whatever it is going to be freaking crazy. And like I've been saying, at this point in time, Roaring Kitty has the power to send this stock parabolic. And that is simply by posting his portfolio and showing that he owns more GameStop than he owned in his last portfolio update. It's as simple as that. It really is as simple as that. And Roaring Kitty knows he has this power in his hand. And I believe he has been giving us hints this whole time. But look at the trend that GameStop has been in ever since this cup and handle formed on the weekly. We had this giant bull flag. We made a new high, consolidated for another week. Going into this week, it might be another week of consolidation, but I believe we will break past this $34 level, $35 level, and we will eventually break this $40 level. I mean, with time and pressure, that's all we really need, and that is what we got right now. The weekly RSI closed at 68, almost 69 this week. The daily RSI has not been below 50 ever since the filing came out that Roaring Kitty sold all his Chewy, which was now over 2 months ago. So for 2 months straight, the RSI for GameStop has been above 50, meaning the buying pressure is there, meaning it is freaking bullish. This is huge. The amount of pressure building on GameStop right now, I believe it is bigger than it was in 2021. The RSI hasn't been this high on the monthly since 2021. If we bring up the Bollinger Bands, guys, the monthly Bollinger Bands are really starting to open up now. They really are, and this hasn't happened since December of 2020 and January of 2021. In December of 2020 was when the monthly Bollinger Band started to open up a little, and then it just squeezed the next freaking month. Now, I believe this squeeze is looking way bigger. It really is. If you just look at the chart, if you look at the Bollinger Bands and you compare what happened back there to what's happening here, it could be a bigger squeeze. You know, I believe GameStop saw like $350 from 4 to 350 within a couple of weeks, guys, in the whole January event, squeeze event. It is a recoil, and it is happening right before our eyes. I mean, I'm here for it, guys. I am here for it, and I am jacked to the tits. AMC, on the other hand, has been trading at this $4 level now for a couple of weeks. This $4 level is a nice level of support for AMC. It looks amazing. You know, we had this falling wedge that had drawn out, and now we've clearly broken out of it, chilling at $4. Today we hit a high of $4.06, almost 10 million shares traded, and I believe next week we will see this pretty decent gap up to at least 420 minimum. But come January 9th, who knows what the frick is gonna happen. It is going to be extremely exciting, and I do have my eyes on a bunch of other stocks right now. Today I actually made over 1,000% gain on my Mara calls that I bought yesterday. I did post my Mara calls yesterday when I bought them. Right when I bought them, I posted them on X. So if you would have followed me into this trade, you could have made almost 1,500% profit on this trade. So I took that profit and I did load it into some Tesla $420 calls for next week. They're up over 150% literally today from the time I bought them. So that is looking amazing. I believe Tesla is due for a gap up to $500 with Donald Trump coming to office literally in the next couple of weeks. That was really the only reason Tesla had this huge move from like $250 all the way to $488, was because Donald Trump won. No other reason. So what do you think is going to happen when he's actually in the office, when Elon Musk is there at the White House? it's going to be freaking huge. And there's a lot of money to be made on this stock. Obviously, all the profit, I'm telling you guys right now, I made 1,000% profit on Mara. I'm up over 160% on my Tesla calls right now. All this money that I'm making from these other stocks, I promise you guys, is going straight to AMC 4.5 calls for January 31st and GameStop calls. You know, whatever it comes down to, because all it takes is 1 week. All it takes is 1 week, and we are getting freaking close, guys. The ceiling is about to crack. And when the ceiling cracks for GameStop, the ceiling is going to crack for AMC. Another stock that I did talk about yesterday was Lucid. It was up over 8% today at 329. The amount of short interest is insane on this stock. And we, over the past 3 months, we have a huge cup and handle that has formed. And all we have to do is break this $3.50 level, and we're going to see $4 once again. So this is another stock that I also have long positions in. Once again, all the profit going to GameStop and AMC calls. This is the month we're freaking reaching that 6-figure mark. It is going to be huge this month. This guy tweeted, GameStop final act of the requel. I had a comment the other day saying, what the hell is a requel? A requel is like Dumb Money Part 2, basically. And that is what we're going through right now. So this is the chart that we are witnessing right before our eyes. And this was the GameStop chart while it was trading back at $5 in December of 2020. Right before it squeezed over freaking 5,000%, $5 to $350 within a couple of weeks. But you guys just compare the chart. We got this final bull flag here. You see that final bull flag from $5.50 to like $4. It was consolidating. We got this final bull flag from $34 this time, like $34.30 to $30. Guys, once we break this $35 level, possibly the $40 level, I mean, we're going to Valhalla. We are going, there's no saying how high we're going. Shorts are really screwed right now. Every person that was short GameStop is crapping their pants. I don't know what they're doing not closing their positions. If they haven't closed their short positions, it's because they can. They already got screwed so freaking hard. They're going to get liquidated. I mean, GameStop is literally going to use them as liquidity. It is going to be insane. It is going to be a requel, guys. If you can't see this by now, then there's no helping you. There really is no helping you. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of money to be made in all stocks. You know, there's always money to be made, but GameStop and AMC, this isn't a stock. This is a freaking movement. This is a revolution, and I'm part of it. I am really part of it. So yesterday we did talk about the fails to deliver data that was never released. This guy said the SEC is now receiving so many requests to see the real GameStop fails to deliver FTD data that they're forced to invoke a 10-day extension to the standard 20-day statutory period for FOIA requests. Another sign that things in fact are not going well for them, and that the people they are trying to protect are not retail, rather hedge funds. So basically a bunch of retail investors are now hopping on the boat and requesting this data from the SEC. It is BS. They should have already released this months ago. I mean, where's it at? Roaring Kitty's over here posting that he wants his shares. I mean, the timeline that we're on right now, it's a movie. It is a real movie. I can't even describe the feeling I get when I see Roaring Kitty tweet. I mean, the cult is real. I'm deep in it, and I know you guys are too. I mean, I really can't explain the excitement I felt or the excitement I feel whenever Roaring Kitty posts. That's the only word that can describe it, exciting. And when this excitement comes to the stock market, when this excitement comes to GameStop, it gets real because there are millions of people feeling the same feeling all around the world. There's millions of people coming together once again, just like in 2021, to once again screw over the top 1%. Ryan Cohen hasn't been active really at all, you know, on X. One of the last things he tweeted was a retweet of Greg. You know, makes you think that Greg is really Roaring Kitty. But, you know, if we go down just a little bit, we see all these tweets about Trump. All these tweets about Trump. Even on July 17th, he tweeted Trump 665 times. Pretty sus, but I mean, Ryan Cohen wanted Trump to win for a reason. Look at what happened to Tesla. We just went over the stock from $250 to almost $500 just because Trump won. Ryan Cohen is obviously benefiting from Trump being in office. And if Ryan Cohen is benefiting in any way, GameStop is benefiting. GameStop stock is benefiting. Hopefully the retail investors are benefiting. I really do hope so. I really hope they are going for a fair market, you know, because it is screwed right now. It is freaking screwed. It's so screwed that back in 2021, when Biden came into office, you know, within 8 days from January 20th to January 28th of 2021 was when it was really crazy for GameStop. That's when we were seeing freaking crazy numbers. And that's when they took away the buy button, Robinhood, obviously, as you guys know. It screwed over everything. It really did. So will that happen again? I really hope not. But with GameStop not diluting until February, guys, this month is the month. So like I said, this was my post yesterday. I said just some Mara and NVIDIA gambles for tomorrow. I want to see 100x. So I bought 10 of those Mara contracts, 5 of those NVIDIA contracts. The NVIDIA contracts actually ended up going up over 1,000%. So I posted this a little early. And the Mara calls peaked at around 1,500%. So it was an amazing gain. I took all that profit, put some into Tesla calls, and put some into some Mara $20 calls. So the reason I loaded back into Mara calls, $20 calls for next week, even though we're up over 14% from today's low, is because if we just take a look at the history of Mara, I mean, there's so much potential here. But if we take a look at the history, every time we have a decent green candle, like this was the last one, this was like a 10% day, it was followed by a 14% day, and then a 6% day, and then an 8% day. If we go back here, this was another decent candle, 18% day, traded flat for 2 days, and then a 30% day. And it doesn't end there. I mean, Mara really, whenever it does have a decent green candle, it's followed by another decent green candle within the next few days. So I really do believe Mara will smash through $20 this coming week, especially if Bitcoin hits 100K once again. We could see Mara go back to $25, which will be a huge gain on those $20 Mara calls. Huge gain. And I would love to see it because I want to freaking be holding 1,000 AMC calls, 1,000 calls when AMC hits $10. So that'll literally be like $500,000 right there. And I want to be loaded into GameStop calls. Well, it's passing $50. I mean, $50 minimum. I feel like $50 will eventually be the new floor for GameStop. It really does look like this $30 level may be the new floor. We may have just made a new freaking floor for GameStop. We may never see $20 again. It is extremely possible that we will never, in the history of the rest of the planet, see GameStop below $30. But that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did make it to the end of the video and you haven't subscribed yet, what the heck are you guys doing? Make sure to go down and subscribe. It was an amazing day today. I took a gamble yesterday on some NVIDIA and Mara calls. I turned $100 into $2,000. Loaded that $2,000 into Tesla and Mara calls for next week. Hopefully we could see another 10x. Maybe 20K by next week. 100 to 20K in freaking 1 week would be insane. But it's not going to end there, because then we're going to throw all that profit into GameStop and AMC and then see 100K. I mean, guys, it is coming this month. Mark my words. But I will keep you guys updated on what happens with GameStop and AMC stocks, so make sure to stay tuned on my channel. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. As y'all know, I'm buying the dip.
Here we go. Come on. Push it. Buying the dip. Buying the dip. Here we go. Come on.